Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arif Yusuf Pratama and I'm a student of University of Maritim Raja Ali Haji and our major is International Relations. Today we are making a video in order to fulfill our midterms assignment in subject English 5, which is a video about protection of refugees in Indonesia as a state responsibility. And then we are from group 6, which the members consist of myself, Guntur Irawan, Aisyah Safira, Reva Dwi Anggraini Aliansyah, and Mr. Habibullah Muhammadi. But first, I'm going to explain about the refugees. The 1951 Convention on the Refugee Status, defining refugees as the person due to the fear by persecution caused by religious, nationality, and membership in a particular group of social and political parties, is beyond its nationality and does not want the protection of the country itself. And then therefore, the protection of the refugees and assistance to them become the responsibility of the international community, UNHCR, along with its partners, promoting the activities of protection and aid programs to ensure the basic needs of refugees and asylum seekers are fulfilled. Then, an asylum seeker is someone who calls himself a refugee, but their request for protection has not been considered yet. To the status of refugees in 1951 Convention, every country is responsible for protecting those refugees within their territory. In, uh, in April, May, June 2021, there are currently 13,416 refugees in Indonesia registered by UNHCR itself. Then we are going to next with our friend.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aliansa. Then 1951 Convention and its 1967 Protocol are the only global legal instrument explicitly covering the most important aspect of refugee life. According to their profession, refugees deserve as a minimum the same standard of treatment enjoyed by other nationals in a given country, and in many cases the same treatment as national. As we know, Indonesia has not ratified the 1951 and is 1967 Protocol relation to the status of refugees, which meant Indonesia does let the refugees to have a job nor the help from the government with our group decided by Indonesia action. By which this does not fit with the 1951 Convention and is 1967 Protocol Article 17 wage earning employment that say the contracts things that shall occur to refugees lawfully staying in their territory. The most favorable treatment according to needs of a foreign country in the same circumstance. As reject the right to act in wage earning employment, and also the contracting stand shall give sympathetic consideration to us letting the right of all refugees with regard to wage earning employment to those of national, and in particular of those refugees who have entered the territory pursuant to programs of labor recruitment or under immigration schemes. Indonesia national law guarantees the protection of human rights for refugees. However, the relevant rules are inadequate because of the absence of legislation concerning the treatment of refugees. Waiting for the country treatment and of asylum seeker whose requests have been rejected by the UNHCR. Thank you.
My name is Guntur Irawan from International Relations. Based on the things that have been said earlier, we simply believe that refugees should be given permission to get a job because getting a job is basically one of the human rights, property rights. That is the right to own, sell, or buy something. That the right to enter agreement of contract and the right to have a job that the refugee had, and by denying them a job is almost the same in order to sustain their lives and a foraging country which they were forced to go. Because getting a job is a human right, then Indonesia, who forbid the refugees to get a job, is human right violation, and that would mean Indonesia does not stay truthful to their own national law, which guarantees the protection of human rights for refugees. We thought that the refugees can be put on a job that need more human resource and any other jobs that we're lacking some human resource. In one of the videos that Mr. Dani Akbar have given us on of the refugees thought that he was given money by his family to support him and his wife and children. However, the money has run out, and how he doesn't have any money left. This made that this man and every other refugee needed some social help from the government, and they needed an income to feed their families.
Judge from the review statement that has been explained, we are opposed to several irrelevant things happen, such as the Republic of Indonesia Law Number 125 of 2016 concerning the handling of refugees from abroad. Article 16 states that in the event the country of origin of the victim agrees that the funeral will be carried out in a territory of Indonesia, the state police of the Republic of Indonesia coordinate with the local district or city government to bury the body of the deceased. Even in the case of refugees in various regions, this did not happen. Even as when the victim refugees from him want to return his body to his country of origins, but neither the state nor his family want to him. The presence of his corpse behind the peak, of course, in faith, on contraception from various perspectives that occurred in the Korean case. 2. Article 24(5), 2 and 3, which state that in the event that shelter is not yet available, refugees can be placed in temporary.
Thank you so much for our opportunity on behalf of Indonesian. Then from the 1951 conference and the 1967 protocol adopts unanimous recommendations such as Regulation B. 1. Ensuring that integrity of the refugee's family is maintained, especially if the head of the family has met the requirements need to enter a certain country. 2. Protection of refugees who minors, in particular unaccompanied children and girls, with particular attention to guardianships and adoptions. Regulation C considers that in the moral, legal, and material areas, refugees need appropriate welfare service assistance, in particular from appropriate non-governmental organizations, recommends government and intergovernmental bodies to facilitate, encourage, and sustain the efforts of eligible organizations. From these statements, the matter above is very irrelevant. The UNHCR laws don't match the conditions in the refugees world. For young refugees, they have no education and accommodations and facilities to support basic education. Said from the BCC states that young refugees are the most vulnerable because they do not take the UNHCR priority in a third country placements programs. However, Indonesia is ready to coordinate with UNHCR or other partner organizations to assist Indonesia temporary capacity while they await other solutions.